Welcome to quantumunicorn.com. It's my website where I talk about my practice with quantum biofeedback. Quantum biofeedback is FDA approved for stress reduction, relaxation training, muscle re-education, pain management, and brainwave relaxation training. Now, this device is certified or approved to reduce stress. And almost every disease and ailment known to man starts with stress. The biofeedback isn't certified to remove disease, but it is certified to help manage and deal with stress. If we can manage and deal with our day-to-day stress and anxiety in our lives, associated with a myriad of different issues and problems that we all face. Some of us, it's a physical issue, and others, it's a mental issue or an emotional issue or an addiction. It's all rooted in a stress that became unbearable and that needs to be treated with something, whether it's with yoga or whether it's with medication or whether it's with a new diet or exercise or just talking with somebody like therapy. Any of these modalities are ways to help us with stress, some better than others, in my opinion. Anything that is healthy and does not have side effects is a better form of stress reduction than when we introduce things in our lives that actually create side effects and create a different type of stress. For example, we can go to a psychiatrist and they can prescribe us an anti-anxiety medication. That anti-anxiety medication can cause stomach problems you didn't have. You had an emotional anxiety disorder or issue, and actually I'm talking about myself personally. So when I'm talking about the biofeedback and how it can help with any type of disease, I'm not saying that it cures, treats, or diagnoses any type of disease. I'm only saying that in my personal experience, reducing the stress in my life with biofeedback has helped me to combat my own ailments, physical and mental, emotional, spiritual, with a non-invasive, healthy, holistic, natural way. And I prefer to use something that doesn't have side effects than with something that has caused me many years of grief and pain, because I felt like I had no other choice but to take something that would help with my anxiety. Now, this is my own personal experience. When I was first introduced to biofeedback, it was 2006, and immediately I've always been a very stressful person, somebody who has a lot of issues with coping with the stresses of life, and I have many thoughts that go around and around in my head. And with biofeedback, I was able to get off medication and live a healthy life by just naturally changing the brainwave patterns that I was so used to, actually addicted to, thinking over and over and over again in my head. And so this helped me to conquer my own battles with anxiety and stress. Before, well, I moved to Rhode Island, and when I moved there, I no longer had access to biofeedback, and I had gone through a lot of difficult things there based on the fact that I was alone and I didn't have a strong support group of friends and family. I had moved for work, and I had decided that I needed anti-anxiety medication in order to cope and deal with the stresses of life. I was starting to have panic attacks, and those panic attacks actually calmed down with the medication that I was on, but I soon began to get horrible pain in my stomach, vomiting, nausea, every day. If I was in a meeting and it was more stressful, I would have to run to my office and vomit in my trash can. And I soon realized that it was the medication that I was on, and that I was very sensitive to medication. So I am a strong supporter of finding natural remedies for stress, anxiety, and any other mental or physical issues before resorting to pharmaceutical drugs. Because of my own experiences, I could go into more personal experiences with medication, but I won't, because I feel like it's too personal towards my own struggles in life. But when I came back to Los Angeles, I started researching more about biofeedback and wanted to know more about what biofeedback practices I was actually using when I had a practitioner working on me before I'd left, because I was in great shape. And I slowly began to deteriorate through stress and environment on the East Coast, and I no longer had any type of support system. So I turned to medication. When I came back, I was already off the medication, but I was still having a really hard time coping with a lot of the issues that I had been going through and the struggles that I had been going through. When I found the machine that I had first encountered in 2006, and this would be the Skio biofeedback machine, and I purchased the machine and have become certified in this device. I do believe that this device has the power to relieve your stress. And stress is everything, guys. Stress is everything in the world. If you can reduce your stress, you can reduce all diseases and all problems associated with that stress. Whether it's weight gain, whether it's high cholesterol, high blood pressure, whether it's depression, anxiety, any myriad of issues that we have, all begin with stress. All begin with an idea. All begin with a thought. And if we can get that thought out of our heads and instead replace it with peace and calmness, we can begin to manage our own lives and begin to become the people that we know we are in our gut, in our heart, in our spirit. And this is a little bit about what the biofeedback has done for me in my personal journey, in my personal life. Once again, I will say that the biofeedback is not certified to heal, treat, mitigate, diagnose any illness, disease, or cure any illness or disease, but it is approved for managing stress. This is Quantum Unicorn, and thank you for listening to my video.